Squishies. Welcome back to another vlog. This is 7 Deadly Sins, Season 1, Episode 10, The Vizel Fighting Tournament. This is a commissioned vlog for Benny Blue. Thanks for backing Benny. I talked a lot last time about fighting tournaments and why I'm not really interested in them. But I didn't actually talk about why I'm not interested in them. I just kind of said that I'm not, and that they tend to indicate a show's out of ideas. But what is it about them that's so uninteresting? And the answer is they're nothing but characters hitting each other. And that's not an inherently interesting thing. You know, after you've seen one over-the-top fighting anime, you've kind of seen them all. There's only so much that characters can do, you know? Oh, this one generates this expanding wall, and then this other one punches it really hard and it breaks. What makes fights interesting is the emotional stakes. What is the investment of the viewer in the outcome of this? And what does it mean for the characters? And in this case, nothing. It means zilch. Because a fighting tournament is so ritualized, it's a game. You know, and the whole point of a game is that the outcome doesn't matter. That's what games are. They're ritualized competitions where the outcome doesn't matter. That's why we judge people negatively for getting angry about losing, because it doesn't matter. That's why we expect people to be good sports, because the game has no real stakes. It's not like, you know, you're fighting for survival or for, you know, the right to do something or anything like that. You're just playing a game. And that's just not inherently interesting to watch other people playing a game with no stakes. So there's that. Then, kind of on top of that, Meliodas continues to suck. In this case, at least, the show seems to be, for once, acknowledging that fact. So, Diane and Elizabeth shrank. Initially, I thought that it was like a body swap thing, like that fighter was Diane in Elizabeth's body. And then when they revealed her hair, I thought, oh, cool, maybe they switched sizes. But no, they just both shrank a lot. And shrank out of their clothes because, of course, let's give the animators another excuse to draw them naked. And the things Meliodas says to Diane really kind of suck. Like, on the surface level, he's trying to put her down gently, but what he's saying is, I'm not interested in a woman who's willing. I want to harass. And he's saying, I'm not interested in a woman I respect, a comrade in arms. This, you know, but Elizabeth I'll hit on because she's dead weight. You know, that's essentially what he's saying. And Elizabeth reacts very negatively because he's saying that she's not a comrade in arms. She's just someone he's dragging along and protecting and molesting. And it's very incel logic, you know. It's not, you know, it would be one thing if it would just be like, I'm just not interested in you. It's another when it's, I'm not interested in you because being with you is not an assertion of power. Being with you is not a way for me to make my tiny, fragile little ego feel better by demonstrating that I can force someone who doesn't want my attentions to have to endure them. That's why we've got an internet full of dudes who would rather, have government-issued sex slaves than take a goddamn shower. Because they're not involuntarily celibate. They're childishly celibate. Their problem is not that they're denied sex. Their problem is that they cannot control the universe to their every whim. And yes, I am calling Meliodas an incel, basically. He's a piece of shit. I've been I've been pretty open about disliking him, but pretty much had him pegged from episode 1. He's garbage. And he really doesn't have any redeeming qualities at all. He puts a smiling, friendly face on being a complete, unrelenting, utter asshole all of the time. And that's not to say that you can't have a good show with a terrible person as your main character. A lot of... admittedly, it's... the reason the Fremulon sitcoms are so good is that they don't do this, and it's a relief. They have actually good people as their main characters. But a lot of sitcoms are look at these terrible people and laugh. Most heroes in the classical sense were not people you wanted living in your neighborhood. Conan the Barbarian is not actually a good person. He burns, pillages, and rapes his way across the countryside, but you point him in the general direction of your enemies and let him go and just hope he never comes back. But this series really feels like it doesn't acknowledge that its main character is awful. And that's a serious problem. And I hope they do something about that. Anyway, I think that's about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon for early access to vlogs, essays, let's plays, and more. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!